Hi, I'm Tom Chick, and it is March 21st, 2020, very strange 2020. Due to some changing circumstances, including the situation with the virus, I have unfettered use of my dining room table these days. Normally, it would have to be cleared out periodically because people would come over and play board games. That's not happening these days. So I can do whatever I want with the dining room table, and I can leave it out for as long as I want. So what I thought I would do with you folks is keep you up to date, show you what is going on my dining room table today, March 21st. So let's come over here and take a look. So here we are at my dining room table. Let me give you a closer look at what's going on. This is what I want to show you, and we'll get to this in a minute. Some ancillary stuff. There's I always get a legal pad and a pencil just for various reasons. I've got my little dice tray out. These crystals are for something I'll show you later. A little drink of water. My iPad, which I was listening to podcasts on. We don't need this right now. And while I've been working, I've actually had Die Walküre going. It's some opera house in Germany offers their catalog for free for 30 days, so I've been availing myself of the Ring cycle. A little Wagner is very appropriate these days. But what I really want to show you is this thing right here. This has been my big project of late. It's a little obsessive. It's a game called Deep Madness, which isn't just the name of the game. It is a prerequisite for sorting and organizing it, which has been the project that I'm going to show you here. So here we have a look at the boxes that this game consists of. There's these 3 boxes, there's these 2 here. This was a Kickstarter from a while ago, maybe a year, 2 years ago, and it comes spread out amongst all these boxes, and it is a huge pain to set up. Now, I've always been of the opinion that the primary goal of organizing and storing a board game is minimizing the time between thinking, I want to play game X, and then actually starting the first turn of game X. In a game like this, it's got all kinds of miniatures and tokens and cards and setup variable rules. That length of time can be pretty extensive. If you guys know Gloomhaven, and I'm sure you do, who doesn't know Gloomhaven, you'll understand that time period and what a huge disincentive to play the length of that time period can present. So my goal over the last couple of days has been minimizing that time period with Deep Madness, which I wouldn't do if I didn't care for the game, and I'll have more to say about that later. But I just want to show you my organizational situation. First off, these 2 expansions. You know what? Forget this. We're getting rid of this. We don't need it. There's some extra scenarios in there. It's a lot of feature creep. I did incorporate some of the characters, some of the cards, but for the most part, that's out. So this is what the game consists of for me, is these 2 big boxes of minis here. Here is the main box of components, and then I've got these 2 cases, which I'll show you in a minute. This right here is all the basic stuff you want. And what I've done, this is kind of embarrassing. I'm equal parts proud and embarrassed about this. A sticker on the front of the box tells me what miniatures are inside that box, and it's color-coded. I'll show you here. Right here, without any highlighting, these are just general monsters. The red, which is actually orange, these are epic monsters, and in the blue, those are your characters. So if I know during setup that I need, say, a grudge, I can look through and see where's the grudge. It's in this box. I don't have to go through and open different boxes and look for it. Furthermore, when I open the box, I see down here, these are grudges. Because I don't know about you, but before I had played this game a few times, I wouldn't have known a hallucination from a grudge from a drifter. I kind of do now, but it still makes it easier to open the box and then see this label. And by the way, there are 2 layers. This is a huge miniatures boondoggle, and there's some stuff down here as well. So rather than having to open the box and say, oh, where's such and such? Is it under here? No, is it up there? I just look at the label on the front, color-coded. I know, okay, that's in this box. I go straight to the sticker, and that's what I need. So I've done that with these 2 boxes of minis. That's all that is in these big boxes. And then with the main box of components, there aren't many minis there. Here are the manuals. Here are the tiles for building the dungeon. It's a dungeon crawl. Here are the cards. Pretty straightforward cards. And this is these little dials that you need and some dice. Now, you might be wondering, I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of tokens in here. Where are all of the tokens? Where are all the markers? Let me show you. That's what these fishing tackle boxes are for. Here are the markers that I need while I'm playing in the game. In-game markers. I pop it open. All of these things right here, some of these are actually plastic pieces. This key tells me what's what, which isn't necessary here. The things that you need when you're playing, and I've got it organized so that the things I most often have to reach are either intuitive, here's 1 health, here's 6, or easy to reach. These are markers that you'll need very often. Now, one of the things that Deep Madness does is it has a lot of markers that you only need during setup, and a lot of them are fairly esoteric. Look at all of these. What's the difference between this little thing and this thing? Who knows? Well, if I look up here, I can see exactly what they are. And the color coding here applies. The blue is for characters. The red, which is actually orange, is for epic level monsters. Everything else is for either regular gameplay or standard monsters. And it's all organized according to when I would need it. But when I set this up, I put the markers out, I then close this once the game is set up, and I no longer even need to look at this. So what I'm going to do now is set up a scenario and time myself. I haven't done this before. I have no idea what sort of time length we're talking about, but let's find out. Let's close all of these up, arrange them in a nice stack. This is exactly how it would be if it were pulled out of the closet, and let's start a timer. What I'll be doing is setting up, I think it's the 3rd scenario. I've been playing a fair bit of this while I've set it up, partly because that's how I figure out what pieces I need most readily, what pieces I don't have to futz around with once we're set up. But starting with this stack, we're gonna set up the 3rd scenario in the base game and see how long it takes. Wish me luck. Oh, and just to prime everything, let's get the Wagner going. Let's set the timer on the iPad, and here we go. All right, 32:14. Not great, not terrible, but not great. Frankly, I guess I didn't realize it would be that long. I don't know. I suppose my setup time maybe shaved 10 minutes off of that. Who knows? At any rate, here I am. This is scenario 3. Ready to start by moving this marker there and drawing some cards. Oh, this doesn't really count. I should add a few more seconds for this last minute tidying up. Making sure everything is squared and whatnot. So there you go. This is what I have been doing with my dining room table recently. I actually, maybe this was naive of me, I figured, it would be 15 minutes setup. Yeah, but I guess I probably did shave off, I don't know, 10 minutes from that. Who can say? I will say, however, I think all of this crazy work organizing things pays off in that those 32 minutes and 14 seconds that I spent, there was no frustration there. I think if without this kind of organization, it takes 40 minutes instead of 30, but part of those 40 minutes would be characterized by frustration, by, where's this monster or that one? And you don't want to go into a board game with that kind of residual frustration. There was never a moment, I should say, during those 32 minutes and 14 seconds that I didn't know exactly what I needed and where it was. That I didn't have a clear sense of, there was never a moment I was like, where is such and such? I always knew where everything was, so those 32 minutes and 14 seconds were relatively painless. And that is what has been going on with my dining room table. Maybe come back tomorrow and we'll see how this scenario has gone. Thanks so much for watching. I hope everyone is staying safe, staying healthy. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Oh, shoot a monkey. Ugh.